Welcome back to the beautiful island of Bimini. Today, there will be no rod bending or drag screaming. Instead, join me for a new adventure beneath the waves as we dive into the primitive art of spearfishing, using only our lungs and modern-day pole spears. Alright, cool. So we just got suited up now, or we're in the process of getting suited up. We're in about 18, 20 feet of water. I'm going to jump in now with the pole spears and see what we can find. Should be a lot of fun.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome under the water for the very first time on this channel. So as soon as I dove in, I start following Kyler and he was instantly on a nice fish. I dropped down with him and he lined up a nice shot. This is a hogfish that he shot and they are absolutely delicious. So Kyler's dropping down here again and he actually switched up his spear because he's checking a ledge for lobster. So he moved away from that single tip spear and he went with a triple prong spear. Just works a lot better to penetrate the lobster shell. Just so you know, it's actually illegal to shoot lobster with a spear here in the United States, but it's completely legal to do in the Bahamas. Alright, Kyler's going back down here. He's actually lined up on a really cool fish. This is a cubera snapper, and they're highly intelligent. He takes a shot and hits it there, as you can see, but not enough power to penetrate the fish. Then the fish takes off for about 30-40 yards, tucks under a ledge, but the entire time Kyler and I are watching to see where it goes so we can try to get another shot on him. So all I'm doing right here is I'm just keeping an eye on the ledge while Kyler does another breathe up, and he's going to try to go back down and see if he can spot the cubera underneath this ledge and get another shot off. Alright, so Kyler gets to the bottom and he's going real slow, trying to spot this fish, and luckily I'm at the surface and I see he squeezes right out of the top of the ledge. You can see it in the middle of the frame, and then I just start chasing this fish. Kyler's still looking for him under the ledge, but I keep a close eye on it. I see where it tucks back up into another ledge about 25 yards away, and this way I can tell Kyler where it went and he could try to get back down there and take another shot. Sometimes this is just how hunting goes, especially with a really smart fish like a cubera.
Come here, come next to me. He's the furthest in, like where it gets the most narrow.
So a few minutes passes by because Kyler was catching his breath, but the entire time I know exactly where the fish is, so I point it out to him. He dives down there, he's taking his time, he's doing everything correctly, but the fish is just too smart. You can see he squeezes right between Kyler's legs, and I'll slow it down here so you can get a better look. And I quickly try to turn around and locate him again, and I think I see him swimming to a ledge about, I don't know, 15 yards away. So we're gonna try again. Unfortunately, this fish outsmarted us, and we ended up coming up empty-handed after about 4 or 5 dives on the same fish.
Alright, so at the first stop,
Kyler was the star of the show. I think he shot, how many hogs you shoot, boy?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 hogs and a lobster.
So the
This is the biggest one right here. There it is. What was it like down there, buddy?
I don't know.
Hog heaven.
You know.
He was munching on the bottom.
You were Slick Rick with the sling, man.
Yeah.
Hog heaven.
Look at that shot right there.
Oh, headshot.
Let's get a close up on that. Alright, so we just had a really fun couple hours of spearing fish and diving. We're gonna go back out tomorrow and do some more. That was my first time doing it. I am humbled. It is really challenging. Even just swimming and holding your breath, all of that, let alone actually trying to shoot the pole spear. But Kyler's kind of a veteran. He did well. Got 4 or 5 fish and a lobster, enough for dinner. So all in all, I had a blast, and I can't wait to get back out there tomorrow. When we get back out there, I'll pick up the camera and we'll get after some more fish. So we'll see you then. All right, I wanted to take a minute to introduce this guy right here. This is Captain Todd. He's a full-time boat captain, and he's Kyler's dad. You see Kyler in the videos all the time slaying fish with me. He was nice enough to take us out on his 41 Invincible today to do a little diving. How long you been coming down to Bimini, Todd?
I think I've been coming here for maybe 20, 23 plus years.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. They have a timeshare over here, and it's one of their getaways, and we're having a great time. He's been a gracious host so far on this trip, and I just wanted to introduce him to the camera, and we're gonna get ready. We just got here to the spot. We're in about 20, 25 feet of water. We're gonna put the dive gear on and hop in and see if we can shoot something. So stay tuned, we'll see what we can find. All right, we're going in. All right, day 2 of diving here in Bimini. Back under the water, and my goal today is to shoot something. I was unsuccessful in day 1, but I'm determined to get something here in day 2. So after swimming for a little while, I finally find a nice fish. This is a mutton snapper. I take a dive on it, but this is a smart fish, and he very easily dodged my poor shot.
All right.
While I was missing that fish, Kyler stuck a nice hogfish, and he's bringing it to the boat so they could put it on ice.
Wow.
What happened here is pretty hilarious, and it just highlights my inexperience with spearfishing, but I dropped down on these yellow jacks, and if you could tell, my spear tip is not even on my spear. I hit that yellow jack, and after watching the footage back, I think I might have been able to penetrate the fish if my tip didn't come off the spear. A few minutes later, Kyler and I run into a big school of yellow jacks, and they were big too. And they were being kind of finicky, but Kyler lines up a really nice shot. I think he was having puppy fever deciding which one to hit. So I think he has his fish, so I start chasing the rest of the school to try to get another one. And by the time I turn around, I notice that Kyler's fish must have pulled off somehow.
You lost him? You lost him?
Yeah, he was pulling me around.
Todd, I need a spear.
So there wasn't too much going on at that first spot. Kyler got a nice hogfish, and we missed a couple fish. But we decided to head out to a little bit deeper water. So now we're in about 30 feet of water, and this was pretty challenging for your boy. Finally, I get myself a lobster, and this is the very first thing I've ever hit with the pole spear, and actually got it to the surface. So I was pretty stoked. This was a lobster that Kyler had hit, and somehow he got off the spear, but I just went down there for him and grabbed it. It's important to note that we never want any kind of animal, fish, whatever, to suffer. So once I got this lobster to the surface, Kyler took the spear and he just dispatched the lobster and killed it quickly, so that way it wasn't suffering or in any kind of pain. All right, Captain Todd, what's that over there?
These are all the Bahamian commercial boats out here. They come and basically clean up everything on the bottom. Lobster, hogfish, makes no difference. And they go out here with these big boats and they tote around 10 little boats behind them. Each one has a hookah rig on it, and they demolish every living thing on the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
This is the commercial program in the Bahamas.
Pretty cool. What are your thoughts on that?
Everybody's got to eat.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Alrighty, so it's day 3 of diving today. Kyler's dad's about to pick us up in the Invincible. We are heading to the north, I believe. We'll be diving near the bank. I am really committed to shooting my first fish today. I'm hoping it's gonna be a hogfish. We had some hogfish for dinner. We had an epic dinner the other night with hogfish and lobster tail that Kyler was gracious enough to give us the hogfish, and then we had the lobster that we shot. So yeah, we're heading out now. Really trying to get on my first fish on spear. If I could do that, I'll be stoked. So we'll see how it goes. Today's my last chance to get it done. So I got high hopes. Should be a fun afternoon. All right, we just got out here. We're jumping in now. We're on the first spot. Let's see what happens. So we're not in the water long before I spot a couple of hogfish and I take a dive down on them. There it is. Within my first 5 minutes in the water on day 3, I finally shoot a hog.
Got him.
There you go.
What happened next was really cool. I spotted a couple of yellow jacks swimming near the bottom. I don't know if you could hear me, but I was trying to grunt to get them to turn around, but they were on their way out. They weren't stopping for nothing. So I look up and I notice that these two fish are heading straight for Kyler. And unfortunately I cut the camera off, but I got it back in time for him to shoot one and get a stone shot, and it was absolutely epic. We were thrilled.
Dude, that was so sick. Bro, that was so sick.
Oh yeah.
So here I spot another hogfish, and I'm taking a dive down, but this fish is real spooky, and it probably has a lot to do with my inexperience, but I try to chase him around a little bit. As you can tell, he's real finicky, and I take a poor shot and he gets out of the way. So here I'm looking at another nice hogfish. I stay at the surface for a while. I'm just taking my time, not trying to rush. So I finally dive down on the fish here, and I'm trying to go slow, trying to stay calm. I think he gives me the broadside. He really didn't, and I whiffed it again, missed another fish. Then Kyler drops down on the same fish, and he missed it as well. So that was the lucky one that got to swim another day. Not long after, I spot another hog on the surface here, and I'm going back down to try to take another shot. As you can see, this one was really spooked, and I definitely should not have tried to force a shot here, but I was just too excited and I did, and that was probably my worst shot of the entire afternoon. That same fish that I just missed on, he tucked under a ledge, and Kyler pointed it out to me, so I went under there. I saw him, he looked really cool and camouflaged, and I was able to get a shot off. So the spear ends up getting stuck there, and I ran out of breath, so I returned to the surface, but Kyler was there, and he got the fish out of the hole and got it up for me.
Don't let it rip out.
We're going.
Kai, there's a lobster in that hole.
Huh?
There's a lobster in that hole.
I know that some of these hogs are on the small side, but with it being my first time spearfishing, I was happy to get something. Alright, cool. So I just shot my first fish ever, a little hogfish. I actually shot two of them. We moved out to a little bit of deeper water away from this island here, and we're getting back in. We'll see if we can get some more. So the deeper spot pays off right away. We notice some small hogfish near the bottom. I take a drop down. I stay as calm and slow as I possibly can, and it ends up working out. Kind of a smaller fish, but a hogfish nonetheless, and it was delicious. Spotted a bigger hog on the edge of this ledge, and once again another swing and a miss. All of this action and commotion brought in a couple of sharks. They were being fairly docile and mellow, but we knew we had to keep an eye on our surroundings for the rest of the dive. This was one of the bigger fish that we saw on the dive, just over some scattered bottom, and Kyler went down, played it perfectly, got down to the bottom, started scratching around, trying to get the fish to turn around. Didn't end up turning around, but Kyler accelerated, and put a really accurate shot right in the head of this fish. And it was a pretty sight to see. I was proud of him.
Hey, big fish. Dude, that one's a stud. I got your 6.
Naturally, this brought the sharks in. All the commotion got their attention, but this is why you always dive with a partner. While Kyler was handling that fish and getting it back to the boat, I was watching his back and making sure those sharks didn't get too close.
Oh!
Nice one. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Here's another nice hog and another rushed shot by your boy. Followed that one up with a rare miss by Kyler. Here's another hog, and this is so much more challenging than it looks. For those guys that are out there that make it look easy, props to you guys. I have a lot of respect for what you do. This really cool remora started hanging around us. We usually see them on big sharks and manta rays. They suck onto the side of large animals and feed off of scraps. But this one was doing it to us. I guess he thought we were going to provide a meal for him. So Kyler hits a nice fish here, and somehow the fish pulls off, but I notice what's going on, so I make a quick dive down there, locate the fish, and put another spear in him, bring him to the surface for Kyler. After about 10 misses, I finally get myself another one. Another little guy, but another one for the table. Kyler goes down with the 3-pronged spear right here and shoots a super nice hog.
Oh, Kyler just shot a
And
stud.
I return to the surface to let them know, but somehow the fish pulled off. So now this fish is injured and we're doing our best to try to relocate it. We end up finding it underneath this ledge here, and I get down there and I line up a really nice clean shot, load the spear up, and you can see the fish, he's right there. But I'm not sure what happened. I hit him perfectly and the tip just didn't engage off the spear. So Kyler's now going down with a Hawaiian sling, and he nails the fish. He was super excited. That's the first time he's ever even shot the sling, and granted the fish was already a little bit injured, but it was still a really cool shot and a really cool moment.
Let's see him. Oh yeah.
On the sling.
Nice.
Yeah. Little hoggy. A little hogfish. Get in the boat. Hey, get in the boat. Alright, get the other spear and get in the boat. You got 4 out?
Yeah.
Alright, we just hopped in the boat. Kyler's sorting the fish. Not a bad dive. Did pretty good. I don't know how many fish we got here. We got to count them out and then go clean them up. But the fun part is over. That was amazing.
Gotta make a little run to shore.
Yep, we're about, what, 30 miles away, Todd?
Yeah.
It was worth it. There it is, father-son combo with the hogs. Super fun day diving. Thanks to Captain Todd for putting us on him, and Kyler made the call to come over to this island. We did some work. Got him. We got him. Hog City. Okay, we just made it back to the dock. That was an absolutely epic diving session. We were only out there for a couple of hours. We were bouncing around and we finally found a nice area that was teeming with life. Got those hogfish. Kyler shot a really nice yellowjack. It was a really, really fun experience. It's a great way to close out the diving here in Bimini. That's gonna be the end of the diving here, and I progressively got a little bit better each day, which is awesome. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content, hit the thumbs up, leave a like, or leave a comment rather. Let me know that you like it and I can come out here and do some more videos like this. We had a really, really beautiful run on the way in. Sun's coming down now. We're gonna clean up all that fish and we're probably gonna have an epic dinner tonight. So that's all I got for this video. As always, I really appreciate you guys tuning in and we'll catch you in that next video. Thank you.